What's going on, YouTube? We're coming back to the old format for a little bit, bringing out the FMS Pitts 1400 millimeter, also known as the 1.4 meter. This thing is, I don't want to say it's awesome, but it's interesting to fly. It has had so many problems. Twice now we've had the battery fly to the back of the plane. First time happened to Tony when he was doing aerobatics with it. Second time happened to me when I was doing aerobatics with it. That was the best KE spin this plane's ever done. Oh yeah, that battery came loose. Doing everything I can to save this plane, man. Not bad. She survived. So yeah, it was interesting that it came down in one piece at all, surprisingly. We're gonna be trying something new today. We're gonna fly this thing on a 16 by 10 propeller from Zor with an SMC 5055C pack to go into it. And we're gonna see what kind of performance we can get out of this and whether it's gonna blow the thing up. It's been through hell and back, so I'd be shocked if this is what kills it finally. But we shall see very, very shortly. The battery mounting system in here is less than optimal. If you do anything with this plane other than fly in circles, you are going to want to perform the Model Aviator's battery mod technique trick, which you'll see in the bottom of this canopy here momentarily. His is a little different. I just used some spare pieces of other airplanes and used some Gorilla Glue and made a real half-ass implementation of this to get it in there. So that worked pretty well for what we needed it to do. So let's go ahead and get this thing in there. There we go. All right. And she should start initializing any second now. There we go. Full possible throws. All the servos are using the halfway decent, what is it, the free wing servos, the ones that usually go in the stabilator systems of their more expensive models. Listen to that prop. This thing's got some power. Let's do a quick CG check because I haven't flown this thing in a long time and I remember where it's supposed to be, which is right here. So we're gonna balance it. Oh, we're good, baby. Let's get this bugger up and hopefully it survives. Again, SMC 5055C pack. Here we go. She's got quite a bit of P factor on takeoff.
Let's get into this review of the FMS Pitts 1.4. First and foremost, the more this plane wrecks, the worse it flies. That's contrary to the wisdom that you'll hear often, which is, it flew better after I crashed it. That is part of why trimming is taking so long. It was yaw trimmed the last time that I flew it, now it's not trimmed. It's quite odd.
You can hear those servos from all the way out there. Now it's flying a bit more true. Good thing we can actually trim the rudder out on this thing is it needs it sorely. That 16 by 10 is so powerful on this plane and we're not even at full throttle most of the time we're flying it. Let's get an actual speed pass going with it. Give her some downwind here. I think we need to give Tony some bug spray. We forgot to do that. As soon as we finish up this segment, we're gonna go ahead and spray him. Yeah, this is on the stock motor using a 100 amp Avian ESC. And it's a much better performer. But I think what we're gonna go ahead and do is go ahead and land, give Tony the ability to get the bugs off of him because they are eating him alive right now. So we're gonna go ahead and bring her in. Hopefully we can land it. Last time I flew this thing, I actually trashed all the footage because I could not get it to land worth a damn. Okay, coming in. Biplanes are notoriously hard to land, at least this one is. Well, maybe not so bad after all. Maybe I just sucked last time I flew it. Got my cameraman sprayed up. That way he's not getting eaten alive by bugs anymore. We're just gonna go ahead and take right off again. Come on, baby, get up. It's got some weird wonky tracking on the ground and it is hot as you would believe out here. I mean, I can't even express it in a nice way. It's terrible out here. I can't wait till fall. Whoa, baby, I almost hit that tree. All right, let's bring her up.
3 minutes.
Pretty much unlimited vertical at this point. Quick flat spin, would have made it flatter, but the wind is quite real out here currently, as you can hear. Just getting buffeted around a little bit. Not too bad. But again, look at that vertical. We're just going straight up. No problem at all.
Battery 23.3 volts.
Come on, baby, come back over. Let's use this wind to our advantage, get a speed pass in here, full throttle. Go up and do a tumble.
Battery 22.8 volts.
So that Model Aviator mod is really good at keeping the battery in place. Pretty much it can't go anywhere anymore except stay put or slightly forward, which is preferable to having it slide all the way to the back of the plane, which is what used to happen the couple of times we flew this thing, doing things like what we're about to do right now, which is a really long knife edge spin. Just gonna go right up here. Hopefully the motor's not getting overworked. Okay, get some altitude, we're gonna need it.
Ever since the last wreck from the CG shift, knife edge spins have been hard, if not impossible, to pull off with this model. It's rather unfortunate.
Golly, that's windy. Sorry about that, buddy. I didn't expect the wind to knock it around as much as it did. That was very close to hitting the ground.
2.8 volts. 6 minutes.
That wind is really picking up. But because this is a heavier model, it does actually track through the wind pretty well. And does knife edges pretty well too, especially into that thunderstorm coming our way, which is one of the reasons why the wind is starting to blow like crazy. Whoa, that was wind. You can hear the prop chewing into it too.
Battery 22.6 volts.
I also listen to you guys' feedback, turn down the radio so she's not as loud. That way I can still hear her, but you guys can barely hear her. It should help out a lot. Let's get a good tail slide going, get ready to bring her in. I think we're gonna blow the motor if we keep it up there too long in this heat. That wasn't a tail slide, but I'll take it. All right, here we go. Whoa, baby, get away from those trees. All right, lining her up for final here. Big model, nobody wants to get hit by this thing. Hopefully the wind stabilizes or calms down just a little bit. Oh, I thought I had reverse thrust programmed. Guess not. I have to program that in. Best landing yet. At least I'm able to do something with the camera here, huh? All right, YouTube, so Tony and I are back with the Pitts V2 with a 16x10 Zor prop. Really gives this thing some performance it sorely needs. It doesn't seem like it's overheating or blowing it up either. Let's get our takeoff roll going, maybe get a better one this time. Yeah, so much for that.
20 seconds.
This thing is crazy. I'm using a SMC 4500 60C pack right now, or no, 40C. Something like that. It's pretty good. That's all I know. It's really, really good. Whoa! That thing just pointed right at us. All of a sudden it got caught by a gust of wind, and I'm sitting there wondering, worried about Tony. Get some up elevator in there to trim it out. Needs more right rudder compensation. This thing is just, every time I fly it, it feels different.
AS3X heading. AS3X.
All right, let's get her up. Try try that knife edge spin one more time. Maybe turn the rates down to high rather than super. It could be what the problem is.
3D rate.
That was part of the problem.
2 minutes.
Honestly, if I had to tell you guys what my honest review on this thing was, if I was to review it, I would say don't buy it. It's got so many problems. The thing came with plastic servos to begin with, which is just terrible for a model this size and weight. Can somebody explain to me why a model that weighs as much as this thing does flies with plastic servos? Because that just sounds dangerous to me. Even on these FMS upgraded metal gears that I'm using, it's still a little bit weird. So, plastic gear servos, the fact that the massive hinges on this thing is all foam hinge. I had to go up there and add my own aileron hinges to it and rehinge the entire thing, not just the ailerons, but the rudder too. Rudder, elevator. I had to do everything on this model to get it to fly to its utmost performance, and it's still kind of a dog in the air. But it looks good. I mean, it's got that classic scale pits look to it. It's just a real pain in the butt. I want you to take a step back from the taxiway, sir.
2.7 volts.
Okay, I'm gonna do that again, but this time we're gonna get a little lower and a little faster using the tailwind.
Battery 22.1 volts.
It's got a scale presence to it that a lot of other planes don't have, though, while we're talking about, you know, my opinions of this thing. But the amount of work I needed to do to it to get it to be flyable, and then on top of that having the battery problem,
Battery 22.
it's just too much for me. So it's a pain in the butt, but it does look cool, and I'm not gonna be sad if it like crashes today, but I am gonna have fun with it.
Nice battery 22.4 volts.
Gotta get ready to bring it in soon. I'm running this SMC pack down to its last bit of juice. This also seems to have a thrust line that seems to be pointing downward. As I throttle up, it goes down.
Battery
See that?
22.3 volts.
Half throttle right now, full throttle. It goes down every single time I throttle up. That is reminiscent of the A10, which is also an FMS product, the
6 minutes.
70 millimeter. That was something I haven't just noticed, or haven't noticed until now. It is less than ideal, and is also even more annoying than I was previously led to believe. Not half bad.
Battery 22.
Really just bringing this thing out for all it's worth. Can't really do a whole lot of 3D stuff with it. It lacks the thrust necessary for that on the stock motor, even with the Zor 16x10, which is a beefy prop. But it's a good model if you're willing to accept all of the quirks, including replacing the servos and all the other crap you gotta do to it, make it flyable. So, all right, we gotta get out of here. Tony's gotta run, so let's get this takeoff and get her going. The rushed takeoff is actually the best one. Go figure. Wow, did you see those wings bend?
20 seconds.
I can't wait to freeze frame that and go back and see how much they bent, because that was insane.
It's out of frame for now.
Okay, well, we'll do it again.
30 seconds.
I'm pretty sure you saw that bend. But if we didn't, we'll do it again. See if the carbon will actually break this time. This thing definitely excels at higher speeds. It's not a model meant to fly at low speed, at least from my experiences so far. Some of that throttle mod and stick smashing makes it look really cool. That actually sounded really badass. I want to do that again.
Battery 23.1 volts.
Gonna burn up this last 4000 SMC pack.
2 minutes.
This thing definitely performs better with the lightest wing loading you can give it. So 4K packs so far have produced the best flying. Still have that downward thrust line problem. If only had the GPS in there, I bet we'd be hitting 80 miles an hour minimum.
Battery 22.4 volts. Battery 22.2 volts. 3 minutes.
Running out of battery power soon, so we'll be done here in just a moment. Especially at the rate I'm flying this thing, it's just gonna go toast.
Battery 22.3 volts.
Make one knife edge pass, and then we'll wrap it up. All right,
Battery 22.7 volts.
let's go ahead and clear that runway and bring her in. I think I like the 16x10, and it makes the plane a lot more fun to fly. Best takeoff, least graceful landing. But I'll take anything I can get at this point. Again, really appreciate you guys for watching. We haven't featured this plane in a really long time, and I think it was time to bring it back out. Maybe we'll bring it back out a little bit more. But in the meantime, we're gonna wrap it up here. Again, full throws. Never made a setup video for it, never really needed it. Just put the hinges in, put better servos into it so it's not plastic, and then upgrade the prop, and you'll get it to perform like mine does. Anyways, see you guys around. Have a good one.